Welcome to the Meatless Monday Show. I'm Dr. Michael Krupane, and today I'm going to take you into one of the busiest kitchens in Baltimore. Through these doors behind me is the Franciscan Center, where each day they provide free meals to a growing number of people who are down on their luck. Now, a soup kitchen may not be the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about fresh and healthy plant-based food. However, over the past 2 years, the Franciscan Center has successfully implemented Meatless Monday for its clients. Today we'll show you how they are able to provide those in need with delicious, nutritious, and hearty vegetarian options at the start of each week. The Franciscan Center is a supportive outreach organization that began operations in 1968. At that time, the Franciscan nuns recognized the need for emergency food and clothing services in the community. In its first month of operations, it provided services for about 30 people. Now, 5 decades later, about 500 individuals, including the homeless and working poor, come through the center's doors each day. In addition to its soup kitchen and food pantry, the center also offers financial and health services, counseling, and job training. The mission and challenge of the Franciscan Center is to provide services and programs for the poor that will assist in their efforts to live a life that is in keeping with their dignity as people of God. According to the center's executive director, Christian Metzger, providing fresh and healthy plant-based meals epitomizes that mission.
This is an initiative that we've really started taking up a couple years ago with the assistance of the Johns Hopkins Center for a Livable Future, where we've adopted the Meatless Mondays, Healthy Mondays program. And then from there, it really spread to being in every one of our meals. On Meatless Monday, we do give 2 options. We give a meat option and a non-meat option. We really depend highly upon gleaning from farms, from restaurants, places like that. So our price per meal has dropped significantly over the past couple years, but the quality of the meal has just increased exponentially. And every meal has fresh fruits and vegetables. It's been a long time since our kitchen opened up canned vegetables. One of the biggest obstacles that we ran into when we first originally started this program is to change people's perception, because they were expecting something smothered in gravy and not so healthful. Once we started serving some more of these fresh fruits and vegetables, people really started to change the way that they were feeling about it. Our cooks have to play around and find some sort of plate that will please the kind of the larger mass, but also, you know, we're introducing a lot of new foods to these folks that are coming through here and eating. And it seems to be good. When they seem to be happy and they're trying new things, and we have people now coming back asking, when's Kim going to make that eggplant again, and things of that nature. So we can see that it's making a difference.
Kim Gregory is the Franciscan Center's head chef and is charged with creating healthy meatless options that clients will enjoy. Kim brought us into her kitchen to teach us some of her techniques. So Kim, today you're going to show us how to make your ratatouille, which is a really great summer, sort of very seasonal dish. It's like a vegetable stew, basically, right?
Yes.
And what do you typically put in it?
Well, we put squash, zucchini, eggplant. We're going to cook it in some olive oil just till it's slightly tender, but still a little crisp.
Can you use pretty much any vegetable you want, or do you have to use these?
No, one thing about ratatouille is very versatile. You could critique it to your taste. If you like a certain vegetable, use that vegetable, as opposed to a vegetable you may not be too fond of.
Sounds good. So how do we get started?
Okay, first we want to cut up our vegetables. We'll start with squash. It's one for you.
All
and
right.
we're going to cut them on a bias just because they look pretty.
Okay.
So we start.
How thin do you make it? Does it matter?
No, it really doesn't matter. It's just going to cook up nice and tender. We're going to do the same
We got
thing.
two types of squash here today.
Yeah.
Pepper. What do I do with
Pepper
this?
with this. Gut it out like that. Just take the insides out of it.
Cut it into long strips?
Mm-hmm.
You ever peel the vegetables first?
Actually, I don't, but if that's what you prefer, that's fine. However you like it.
All right.
Remember.
And you could also, if you wanted, you could cut the vegetables in different shapes. You could make them into sticks or whatever.
Or whatever.
right.
Squares, hearts, moons, clovers.
Oh, yeah. You want me to chop this up?
Yes, and I'll get a bowl. And I'll start with the eggplant.
What are some of the techniques or tricks or creative things you did to get people to want the meatless options?
I made the meatless dish so appetizing with different varieties of veggies and stews and sauces, all made without meat. And then on the meat dish, I did something, a small portion of a casserole or something that didn't look too appetizing to get the guests to choose the meatless over the meat.
Oh, that's pretty clever.
They're so big, I'm going to chop them in half. They won't bully the other vegetables.
All right. What are we going to do with the eggplant now?
We're going to put a little oil on the pan. We're going to put our eggplant in, put a little salt on it, and put it in the oven to soak out some of the water.
Okay.
So when we mix it with our ratatouille, it won't be soggy. So
Got
we're
it.
going to get some of the water out. Just a little oil, put a little salt on it. So we're going to pop it into the oven.
Okay.
While we work on our
right.
ratatouille. So now we're ready to do our actual cooking. So we just put our veggies in, we share them for a few minutes and turn them down, let them simmer in the oil. We add a little
Well, what in the
water
world
if
is
need
this
be.
thing?
This is called the Tilt Skillet. It's actually a big pot, a giant pot used for soup, stews, and just like a regular pot at home, only 25 times bigger.
All right. So you can do in here what at home what you would do in a pot.
Right.
Okay.
Add a little oil.
So we just
we're ready
add
to
everything?
just add everything, and we're going to share it on down in the oil. We're going to put our tomatoes in.
These are just some canned tomatoes. You can use fresh tomatoes if you have them. We didn't have any.
Whatever tomato you like, and just add it. You can actually use a little salt and pepper to taste if you like, and just share it on down.
This is a very big pot.
Yes, it is. Actually, tremendously large pot. Starting to smell it already.
Yeah, it smells good.
So once we get it seared around in the oil, we're going to add the eggplant and a little water, a little liquid, and just let it simmer down to a nice crunch. And it's done. Not long at all. And we
There's
just
the
want to
eggplant.
add our eggplant. You can take that little thing and knock the rest of them down in there. Our eggplant and simmer it around in there. And we add a little water. Swish it around in the water and simmer it down in its own juices for a couple minutes, and she's done.
How long do you have to cook it for?
You just cook it about 5 or 10 minutes until it's consistency you like. I like mine a little crisp, but not hard.
I see. But if you want it to be more sort of melting, you cook it longer.
Yes, you just simmer
Whatever.
it longer.
Whatever you want.
Yes. That's the beauty of ratatouille. It's so versatile. And here we are.
All right, so it's done.
It's done.
I think we should try it.
Yes, we should.
And maybe add a little of this basil I chopped up, right?
Yes, a little basil. Delicious.
Very good. Tastes like summer.
Tastes like summer.
All right, well, thanks for showing us how to make it.
You're quite welcome.
I would definitely like to reiterate that that this is something that other organizations can be doing. There is a ton of food that is still sitting in the fields and that is rotting every day at these farms that can easily be gleaned and picked and used at other organizations. You know, I'm not even saying that we're at our capacity at the moment, but human resources seems to be the underlying issue in terms of being able to do these initiatives. So with that being the case, that's where volunteers come into play a lot. But I can't stress enough how much food is actually still going to waste, and that there are opportunities. So contact these farms, contact people, get a group of volunteers, go out there, you know, pick what you can and drop it off at a local shelter, drop it off at a local soup kitchen, or bring it by the Franciscan Center. That would be great.